Hey everybody, can you see us? Okay, who cut the cheese? I think it was Skip. Brooke A. You know Brooks A?
Yeah.
All right.
I know her, I know Cindy G. I can't even read your chat. That is like itty bitty. You can pop that out. I want to make it think. Right there, 3 dots?
Yeah.
Hit that. Come down where it says pop out. You can pop that chat out. Oops, here it is. And then you can go down here in the corner right here. Make that thing bigger. I mean, I don't want to tell you what to do or anything. I'll probably screw the whole thing up here in a minute. Anyway, can you see it? Can you see it a little bit better?
Oh yeah, that's a lot better. See, he's already taken over everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I don't need my glasses, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah, pretty small.
All right, so let's get started. Want to welcome everybody. We've got Cindy G, Louis Mastrangelo, Brooks A, Drew 43, Kevin Jacques. How are you? Okay, so...
Hey, Kevin. He's from Rhode Island. I know him.
Cool. Is he going to talk to us?
He always says hi. He's one of my moderators on the WNL show.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. All right, so listen. We're going to go ahead and get started. As you can see, I have got a special guest superstar.
Well, I don't know how special or anything bad, but I'm here.
Joining me today, so this is really exciting for me, for sure. So we want to go ahead and get this started, and we're going to go ahead and answer any questions that y'all might have today, and that's what this is all
Drew.
about.
I know Drew now. He's from New Jersey. New Jersey always do. See,
wait a minute, Drew.
Exit 98.
He's on the Parkway, and he's
It's a Jersey thing.
He's chatting with us. Okay. Well, all right. Be safe, Drew. We don't want to be responsible for anything, okay? So Robert's saying a train wreck already. So good evening, everybody. So.
Oh, no. This is Ira's show, Bob. My show starts like a train wreck and usually ends up okay. His show starts, he's got a crew of people that helps him with his show.
Well, yeah, I do, admittingly. And as we know, because anytime I go on your channel, I always talk about Christian, how he's always helping me, because a lot of this stuff is just over my head.
Well, mine's just done different, that's all, because I knew I was going to do the show myself, so I had to set it up to where it was like a one-man band.
Yeah, where you knew what was going on.
Oh, no, I never did. I just work at it.
All right.
Kevin says, please send some sunshine. Well, today wasn't bad. Today, I think it was in the upper 80s.
That's yours?
I guess that's what I had sitting down there.
Oh, it's down here. Okay. Oh, man, yeah, you should have been here, what, yesterday?
Yeah.
Saturday night? Oh, man, it was rough.
Hot.
So, yeah,
Rainy.
Today was real hot. Complete change around.
Humidity's coming back.
Yeah.
Rain in the evening, hot in the day.
All right, so Susan, I think, is going to start us off, right? Susan, awesomeness. How much have resale home prices increased? Will it continue?
Oh, tell us, Mr. O.
Did you bring your crystal ball with you today? Is that what's in the box?
Here's the latest I got. Take it for what it's worth. That as long as the baby boomers are buying, the house prices are going to go up because the prices of dirt to build the houses on keep going up, and that's the end of the game. That's it. So as long as they're buying, the houses are going to go up. The latest interest rates that I got on things said that for at least the next 2 years, they expect new and used home prices in the Villages area to rise by 5.2% this year and 5.2% next year.
This guy is in the know.
I don't know. That's just what I read.
I just kind of float along and kind of, I got a little bit of a pulse, a little finger on the pulse.
Yeah.
But
well, how much is your commission when you sell a house?
It's going down. See, my my pay is supposed to go up.
Because it seems to me if the house prices goes up 5.2%, which gives you a huge raise, especially on a $500,000 house, that possibly you could come down 2% on your commission to kind of help the buyers out a little bit.
Here we go. Hey, already, look, in the villages, it's always a competition anyways. It's between the MLS people like me and the villages developer like them. And from what I understand, they've brought their commissions down from 6% to 5% because that's what we've been doing in the MLS world to try to help with giving the people a break.
I don't know anything about the villages or anything about the real estate problems they got. I know they got problems. I've known too many people that's quit. But the one thing I don't understand is somehow, some way during the split of the money, when somebody buys a house, that when it comes time for them to pay off the real estate people and the companies, the developer keeps half right up front.
Correct.
I have never heard of that from anybody.
I have never heard of that outside of the villages for sure. But that's it. That is what happens. I mean, they were at 6%. They would keep 3% when they sold a house, and then they would give the listing agent 1.5%, and the other agent in the sales office who sold the home 1.5%. And I avoid saying the buyer's agent because they're all seller's agents in the villages. So they work for the developer. And all of them in that sales office are seller's agents. They're not buyer's agents. And a lot of people kind of find that out pretty quick. So with that said, also a lot of, I do want to kind of clear something up too about how the villages do their numbers. The villages developer or sales office, properties of the villages, whatever you want to call them, how they do their numbers. So in the MLS world, you have the buyer's side and you have the seller's side. So when someone lists a home and another agent sells that home, that agent who sold the home gets credit for one sale. The person who listed the home gets credit for a sale. So there's actually two sales credit for every home that's sold, because the buyer gets one side and the seller gets the other side. Well, so the villages kind of double dips. The villages developer, properties of the villages, when they sell a home, they count it as two. So they might say, well, we sold 1,000 homes. Well, really, they had 1,000 sides, but they probably sold 500 homes. So they kind of inflate their numbers a little bit to make themselves look a little bit better. So I just wanted to kind of clear that up for everybody so everybody has an idea when they go over to the sales office over there and they start saying, well, we sell twice as many homes as the MLS sells. That's why, because they're all seller's agents and they get both sides of the transaction for their office. So that's kind of clear. All right.
You see where they settled the impact fee?
They did what?
Settled the impact fee, how much they was going to raise it?
I'm kind of not in the know on the impact. I didn't know they were going up in impact fees. And some
they were trying to get it to go up 100%. And there was a big argument about it. Today it was in a paper that it was settled that it's going to be raised 40% above the rate that it is now, which makes it 70% of 100%. Politics.
Well, and the thing about that is you see that in your closing costs when you go to buy a new home. So when you go to buy a new home, that's something that's part of your closing costs when you buy a new home. So most of the time, that developer would be paying those closing costs, or they pass it on to the buyer, as well as they pass the doc stamps, who typically the seller pays doc stamps to the state of Florida, documentary stamps. It's the way the state of Florida gets money for the budget, because we don't have a state income tax here. So anytime a home is sold, $7 per thousand of that home, $200,000 home, 7 times 2 is $1,400, gets sent to the state of Florida. So that's where we get money for our budget in the state of Florida. Well, that's typically paid by the seller the developer puts that into the buyer's closing costs when they buy a new home. So when you go in there, you have $6,000 in closing costs. You go like this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's not a touch screen, but anyways, let's kind of go back to the chat. So somebody says, I am looking for 10 acres in Ocala, 10,000 per acre average. No, not anymore. Well, I guess it depends on where in Marion County you're looking. If you're looking up, now I know all this because I live in Ocala. I don't live in the villages like a lot of people think I do. I do call myself the village's expert because I used to work for the village's sales office for 9 years, and I've worked here on, right off of property in the village's area. Actually, our address is the village's Florida. And so that's why this is my expertise in this, in and around, and that's why my website is Homes Around the Villages, because it's around the inside and around the outside. But I know about acreage in Ocala because that's where I live. So I'm more than happy to help you if you want to give me a call. I'd be happy to show you some property in Ocala, but it's not $10,000 per acre anymore. Everything's gone up. All acreage, it's about supply and demand.
How much is it now? I'm just asking.
It's 12 to 15 minimum.
Outside the city limits?
Yeah.
Okay.
You start, the closer you get to the city limits, it's going to be between 15 and 20. And then it depends on how much. Like I have somebody looking for 30 acres right now. And so it's, last year, you know, we were talking around $10,000 per acre, but not this year. It's just, it's crazy. So we're really having to get creative. And I just want to let everybody know too, we're getting creative by, we have a list of for sale by owners because we just don't have enough homes in our inventory. We've actually had to go and make a list of all the for sale by owners that are out there because in a strong market like today, everybody thinks they can just go ahead and put a for sale sign in their house and they're doing it, you know?
You can't do that. You can't have for sale signs in your front yard here.
No, not in the front yard. You can put it in the window though, but not in the front yard.
Yeah. Well, and that is tough. I actually know people that said, I could probably sell this home just as easy as the next guy, and they did.
Yeah.
And they went to an attorney somewhere and cut the paperwork, and that was the end of it.
Exactly.
So, you know, like I said, you know, maybe you need to lower it just a little bit.
Just a little bit of a commission. Hey, I'm not much of a listing agent. I really have my hands full with working with buyers. I'm not really out there listing.
Whatever happened to the days that a realtor was just that, a realtor? Yeah. He listed it, he took pictures of it, he showed it, he sold it, he cut the paperwork, and that was it.
I guess that was the good old days.
Kind of like doctors. You used to go to family doctors. They did it all. Now it's, I'm going to make you an appointment to go see a specialist tomorrow.
Right. But hey, when I list a house though, I've got my drone that I take pictures with. I bought a really expensive
You got to quit
camera.
doing that. You got to have some professional do your drone stuff.
Wait a minute.
Well, one, it's a write-off to start with. The second thing of it is, if there's an accident that happens, you're liable to get sued big time money. If your drone battery goes dead and crashes into the guy's Mercedes down in his driveway. Hey, by the way, I brought you some stuff.
Okay.
You can give this away.
Skip comes up with this box. I'm like, what is in
I don't
that
want
box?
it. Here's a bunch of calendars that I'm not going to be using.
Oh, hey. I like that.
You can give those away to all your people. And here's a bunch of Christmas ink pens that goes with those calendars also.
Wow. See, this guy is a marketing genius.
And then here's some of my YouTube pins. You can have them too. And then I've got something else in here because before your show ends, we're going to play a game.
All right. I don't know if we can see that. don't think it's coming up, but it says Skip Smith the Villages, YouTube.com. So he is really Mr. Promotion over here.
Actually, my wife does all
I
that.
guess he's trying to tell me something, that I need to kind of step my game up a
Well,
little.
look, the year's almost half over, and I got like 500 of these things, and I don't need them. So I'm trying to get rid of them.
So if anybody wants a free calendar and some free pens with the famous Skip Smith on them, we can do. You know what? I feel like I'm iCarly. You ever see that show iCarly on Disney Channel? My kids used to watch that all the time. They used to give.
Well, that ain't
stuff
been that
away.
many years ago.
No, not really. My kid's only 18 years old. I started late.
That's pretty good coming from an 80-year-old.
Not too far off. Not too far off. So, let me know if any of you want some of those goodies, okay?
Hang in there. We're going to play a game here in a little bit. He don't know anything about it.
He goes, so what are we going to talk about? I said, I don't know. We'll just, whatever comes up. You know, we got people asking questions
Yeah.
and all that good stuff. So, look at that.
I figure probably most of the questions they're going to ask, I'm damn sure not going to know any answer to none of it. Somebody was asking a while ago, calm down, a question, wanted you to explain something. Wait a minute. Go back to where the Ocala
Right
quote.
here, can you explain the homestead exemption?
That's it. That was it.
Florida homestead exemption. All right, yeah, that's a good question. So, Florida homestead exemption is for people who have a primary residence here. What is a primary residence? Right away, people say, "Oh, you got to be here 6 months or longer." Nope, that's not a primary residence. You know, what a primary resident, you just declare your home here in Florida as your primary residence by voter's registration, driver's license, vehicle registration. So if you have your voter's registration to this address here in Florida, your vehicle registered here with, and you get your tags in Florida, and your driver's license here in Florida, you can declare this as your primary residence, and you can get not only homestead exemption, which homestead exemption gives you $50,000 off the appraised value of your home. So what happens is the property appraiser will come along, they'll give an appraised value, and typically it's like it's about 75% of what the true value of the home is. So, you know, I don't know, I don't have my calculator with me, but if it's a $200,000 home, 75% I believe is $150,000. Take $50,000 off of that. Now they only tax you on $100,000 on your $200,000 home. So it reduces your taxes quite significantly, $600 to $700. And then not only that, but I might be telling a little secret here on everybody, but like a lot of people from New York, where they have state income taxes, you can avoid all those state income taxes up north. Mm-hmm. So it not only benefits you for that.
I think we also get a disability exemption too. And I think there's a military exemption.
There's a widow's exemption.
There's several of them.
Military, like, you know, I know if you're 100% disabled, you don't pay any taxes.
Okay.
But the villages don't let you off the hook. You have to pay your bond and your maintenance fee and your fire assessment even if you are 100% disabled. No taxes, but you have to pay your assessments. So I hope, Drew, that kind of helped you out with the homestead exemption. And I find it averages about $600-700 off your taxes a year. So let's see. So good question. What did Kevin ask? Drew said, "Good question."
So now snowbird season is coming to a winding down. Are you as busy now as you was, say, a month ago?
I'm busier.
Really?
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
And somebody said, my assistant. I'm like, my phone is just ringing off the hook, and people are wanting to come down and come see property, and I'm like, I'm talking to Paige, I'm like, I can't believe it. I can't believe all these phone calls I'm getting. And she says, you know why? And I'm like, Not really. She goes, because everybody got their COVID shot. And now they're heading to Florida. And she's right. So many people called me earlier in the year and said, as soon as I get my shot, I'm coming down there. And
You get your shot?
I got natural immunity.
How's that?
Because did you know I had pneumonia?
I know you had pneumonia, yeah.
Well, and I had 2 COVID tests while I had my
Oh, you
pneumonia.
did? Yep, they were negative.
They were negative. And I'm like, and my doctor said, I don't care what those tests say, I think you have or had COVID. So I did the antibody test with the blood test, and it said anything over a 1.0, you have the antibodies. Well, I had it.
So you've had it and didn't even know
Had it and
it.
didn't
So you
even-
could have been the reason why I got spread so much to the villages.
Could be.
I'm just saying.
Hey, let me tell you, when that thing hit me,
If any of you got sick, lawsuit right here. Well, I got both of mine. Truth of it is, nobody knows if it's going to work or not.
right,
Long term.
right.
The nurse was telling me over there, they're talking about a third COVID shot, a booster shot in October.
Well, with all the variants they're talking about, you're
What
supposed
variants?
to wear your mask and you can't take your mask off because
Right.
of all the variants out there.
Well, we have different variants every year of the flu shot, but I don't get 15 flu shots.
I know,
Come on, people.
that's true. My thoughts exactly. You don't see any masks here. Natural vaccine. So, there you go.
Anything I got will kill him anyway. He's old, he's weak, his mind is drifting.
My mind's going, that's for sure. I can assure you that.
By the way, anybody that comes down to villages, call Ira for him to give you a tour. He's offering a special for the whole month of May that if you come down, he'll take you and your family out to a 5-star restaurant on him.
Hey, you laugh. I had a guy out. Tom, if you're out there, you can write in. Tom, I won't get his last name, but Tom and Linda. He came in here, sat in this office. We spent about an hour in this room, and he's got a huge, giant schnauzer, 120 pounds, and he's got another little dog. And he goes, I need a fence. I said, you're not gonna get a fence in the villages. I said, we have a couple places like the verandas have fences, but those are few and far between. You're just not going to get them. So I said, well, let me show you a place you can, and I took him to On Top of the World.
Mm-hmm.
And so we left here. We spent an hour and a half, probably 2 hours in this office right here. Drove him to On Top of the World. We spent a bunch of time in On Top of the World. And then while we're in Ocala, I said, you know what? We didn't stop for lunch. We just kept going. So I said, I'll take you to dinner. So we went down to the square in Ocala. You've been down there? The historic area for Ocala, where they have Harry's, and they have Ivy on the square, and they have Mark's
Is
Promenade.
that the place where they also on weekends have like outside bands and there's bars
Yeah.
around? Okay, I've been to that area.
Yeah. Yeah, they have Bank Street, which is a little bar,
Yeah.
but they do have an area where they have the bands too. So.
Yeah. Actually, if people like shopping and all that kind of thing for a retirement community, I think Ocala is a better area. That's just my opinion, because I'm not a shopper. They got a lot of shopping here, but it seems like to me it's all about the same thing. I mean, you go to a restaurant, there's 3 of them in every square. You go to this store over here, you know, a Walmart there, there's a Walmart there, there's one over here, and there's one down here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, we're surrounded by that. And at least up in Ocala, other than the traffic on that main road, you got a mall, you got stores, you got different restaurants all down that road. But it's the same thing there as this here that I see. For me, the problem is traffic.
Yep. 200, it's a 6-lane highway, you know, going east and west. And that's the season here. And I left Fort Lauderdale. The reason I left Fort Lauderdale, where I'm from, is to get away from all the traffic and you know, the crowds and everything. But that's Florida now.
Yeah, if they don't get up on these roads, and it seems like every state, they're 20 years behind on infrastructure,
Yeah.
and they still are.
They stayed up.
Every interstate in the United States now should be a minimum of 4 lanes wide on each side.
Exactly.
And we're just now working on a third one. Some states haven't even started working on a third one. Right now, with our roads being the way they are here in the villages, during the off season, you're kind of okay. But as a more and more, because see, the traffic here in the villages ain't just from the villages. There's tons of building going on around the outer edges of the villages. So there's thousands of more people, which means thousands of more cars, and all these roads are public, so they cut through here going to work or whatever. And the roads are 2 lanes wide, the roundabouts are 2 lane wide. The roundabouts ought to be probably 4 lane wide, and all these other roads like Morris Boulevard and all that should be 4 lanes wide on each side.
Well, you know what kills me is when you get off of 466 and you go to Morris Boulevard, if you make a right going to 441, it's 2 lanes. I mean, everywhere else it's 4 lanes, and they've got the room.
Oh yeah.
Why they don't widen that thing to 4 lanes like the rest of Morris Boulevard is, it serves them no purpose is what it is. It serves the developer no purpose to go and do that. And you're in Sumter County. I don't know why they just don't widen.
Yeah, and this is a planned community. So this is all planned out before they even start doing anything. So why are they still planning 2 lane roads?
Yeah, no, I agree.
But that's just my personal argument is that and there's nothing down here but old people.
Well, hey, you got this is an active adult community. It's not a retirement community. It's not for old people. It's for active adults.
It's old people. And there's always 2 of them because they got to have one another. You know, one can see, the other one can hear. They go inside a movie. I don't go to movies anymore because we're sitting here watching the movie and the old man can't hear it. He's going, what did he say? And she's going, oh, he said this. Oh, what did he say there? What's that? She hears, he don't. One sees, the other one don't. They walk around the house. He borrows her glasses so he can put them on and see something. He don't even know he's got her glasses on because they're alike. They both are alike.
Well, the 2 make one good one. Each of them with all of their attributes, they make one good person, I guess. That's how they get along around here. All right, let's see if we have anybody that is wanting to talk about anything. So let's see, Drew. I got 8 years till I get down there.
So don't buy near the turnpike. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just if you're deaf, it doesn't make no difference.
Hey, I made a video on that, and I did it from the turnpike side. I could not believe that they would build those houses right up against the turnpike like that.
I couldn't live there. That's just my own personal opinion. I'm not trying to tell anybody else. But me and the idea of retirement living is, first of all, it's supposed to be not stressful. And then I think of quietness in a retirement community. You know, maybe people going out for an evening stroll, taking their little dog for a walk, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't expect realtors to come walking around the neighborhood in the middle of the night, knocking on your door saying, hey, have you ever thought about selling your house?
Hey, desperate times take desperate measures. That's all I gotta say.
I'm just joking. He doesn't do that.
No, I don't do that. I don't even have time to do that. All right, Cindy, she says, Ira, can you explain if someone comes down for a tour, do you need to be present when someone says hello once on Village's property? So, Village's property is a whole different animal. They're different than On Top of the World, Stone Creek, Latitude Margaritaville, or any other community you go to. I made a video and I said, if you go to one of these other communities, let me know first because, you know, we need to go ahead and put your paperwork in and I need to be with you and go into the sales office with you. And I don't just leave you. And a lot of people can attest to that. I could walk into the sales office, like I'll use On Top of the World for an example. I could walk into the sales office, write a card out, you know, say I'm your realtor, and then say, okay, here's so-and-so. They'll take good care of you. They'll show you the models and walk out the door. And they'll say, yeah, Ira, thank you, bye. I don't do that. I will go out to those models with you. If you're in the market, I'll help you pick out a home site. We'll talk about what you should put into the home. I stay engaged the whole way through. But if you don't let me walk in there with you, I can't help you. They're just like, nope, They were already over here before. They already registered with us without you. And so you're not the one that procured them coming in here. So you're out of the loop. So you don't, so, I mean, that's fine. If you feel like, you don't need my help and you just want to go out there on your own, I mean, that's cool. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. But if you do want my help, then that's what we need to do so I can be engaged the whole way through. But as far as the villages goes, forget it. They don't let me be involved at all because they have their own sales agents, and they're not realtors. They're sales agents. They don't belong to the board of realtors. They're just licensed real estate agents from the state of Florida. They don't belong to the board. They don't abide by the board of realtor ethics or anything like that. They're just salespeople, and they want their salespeople who they've trained to take you and show you and help you out. So Cindy, I can't help you with Villages properties, okay? So it is what it is there. Christian, I know you're listening. If you will make note of Horse's email address, then it was U.S. Soccer. Well, he put it up there. I don't know if he's hit it or not, but you can go ahead and copy that down, and we can get a hold of Horace and help them out. Cole, Kevin, and Susan, wait for me, please. Okay, Drew. No, they're not going to wait for you, Drew. They're going to do it with it without you. They own a home in DeSoto. Got it rented through 2022. Cool. Spruce Creek or Stone Creek? Thoughts, Susan? Both are awesome. Spruce Creek is the newest home in Del Webb. Spruce Creek is 2007. They don't have any newer homes in Del Webb, Spruce Creek. But in Stone Creek, they're like 2006 and newer, and they're still building. They're only about halfway built out in Stone Creek. So if you're looking for a new or newer home, then Stone Creek is where you want to be. If you want to be close to the villages, then Spruce Creek is where you want to be. But like Skip was saying, they have pretty much everything in Ocala that they have here. Restaurants, I mean, even more, really. They have a mall, they have a couple malls. They have car dealerships. They have restaurants galore. They have everything you need right there in Ocala. Your drone videos are awesome. Thanks, Kevin. My drone videos are awesome.
He's just saying that to irritate me.
So,
who flies your drone?
I fly my drone.
I don't think you do.
I do.
I think Christian does.
Actually, I got turned in for flying a drone without a license. And so I had to go and spend 2 months online learning to be a pilot, because basically to be a drone pilot, you have to know everything about a pilot to get a regular private pilot license. So I went ahead and did that, and then went out to Leesburg Airport, took my test, and I got my drone license. So yes, I am. No, Christian can't even fly a drone.
As a hobbyist, you can. You just can't put it on here for money.
Correct. That is correct. Yep. You don't need a license.
Actually, they need for money. It says in furtherness of a business.
Correct. You are correct.
Which,
And I said, I'm only shooting videos of homes. I mean, I may or may not sell that home. It's not really why I'm doing that. That didn't fly, so I had to get my license.
But then you'll like the change that they recently made on the FAA rule on.
Are you a drone pilot?
Well, I went up there to take the lessons and everything, and then they started talking about the changes. He told me, he says, you may want to wait because FAA's come out with some new changes. So I waited, and then they came out with the registration. Then they came out with the new, I can't remember what it's called, where it's licensed, a license plate for the sky, whatever that's called. You've got to have it. It's a law now. That way, a cop's got this machine. He can go, "Who is that?" And it tells him exactly whose drone that is.
Oh yeah, you have to have your. your
So I didn't do
numbers.
it, and I was waiting, and then a friend of mine got his, and he called me and said he got his. It might be a good time for me to do it now, because now when you go to re-up, you don't have to go in there no more. They got to do it online.
Oh,
So that helps.
cool. Yeah, because it's only continuing ed. And, you know, it's a lot shorter than having to do the
Yeah.
whole thing. It's kind of like your real
Until they
estate.
decide to change it again.
Yeah. That's why they make you do continuing ed every 2 years, so you keep up with everything.
Either that or I can just hire somebody to do my drone shots for me. Let him worry about it.
I can help you out there.
Yeah. No, you can't. You're never around.
I've got 2 drones.
Every time I call, I get this recording saying, leave your name and message. I'll get back to you.
Well, the people I'm working with appreciate that. All right.
The only time Ira will answer his phone is if he needs you.
When I see it's you, oh no, I answer that phone when I see it's Skip. I've got him down. Skip, what's the beer of the day?
I haven't had a beer today. I know you don't believe that, but I haven't. I think around lunchtime I had a glass of white wine. That was it.
I caught him on the golf course, though.
Who, me?
Weren't you on the golf course?
Today?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I thought you said that's where you're coming from, the golf course.
When did I say that?
You said, I'm running a little, I might run a little bit behind.
It's okay, Ira. It's okay.
I thought he said golf course.
Life is catching up with you.
It's already caught up with me. That's the problem. All right, is there any way to move in at age 53 years old?
Yes, just buy and just move in. Developer don't care anymore. He'll sell a house to anybody.
Exactly. You could be 40 years old.
Yeah, 40 years old. Just buy a house and move in.
Yeah.
Have your checkbook ready, though. Don't come in here and play games because they won't tolerate you playing games.
And Z-Man, you're right. 20% can be under 55, but you know what? Whose surveys here?
Well, they say that because that's not a true rule. Somebody started that rumor, and that's not exactly what the rule is at all. I mean, explain exactly how that 20% works. The way that 20% works is if a guy like Ira here marries a 22-year-old hot chick, and he lives in the villages. As he gets older, he dies, but yet she's part owner of that house. So she, under that 20% rule, is allowed to live here. That rule does not mean 20% of all the people can be under that age. Just saying.
That went right over my head. Okay, anyway.
Are you married to that 20-year-old chick? Hot chick?
I'm married to, I better not say her age, but she's a hot chick. All right, so our bond's 30 to 40 grand in the new areas?
I think the newer areas is. My area's
Bradford.
30, and then Lake Sumter, I think, was probably around 20, 25 or so. I'm just guessing here. I don't really know.
Chitty Chatty and Bradford, they're in the 40s.
Okay. So as they go further south, it might even go up
Marshland.
from that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, oh yeah. And you know, that was unheard of. There used to be $40,000 bonds for premier homes, probably about, I don't know, 15 years ago, 10, 15 years ago. Like 40 grand for how am I going to explain? And they're like, it's a premier home. Those people, you know, they got the money. They don't care. I'm like, well, whatever. But now, I mean, yeah, all your designer homes and verandas, you know, in those areas. And that's because they have to put a lot of fill in those places, you know, because there's where they're building, well, where they built Bradford and Chitty Chatty, right up against that wetlands. So there's even little pieces in there where you have to have flood insurance.
Have you been down there lately and just kind of looked around?
Yeah.
There's mountains of dirt back there where they've been digging all them retention ponds. They're storing all that dirt. I mean, there's a mountain
All
back
the way
there.
down Morris?
Well, it's over around St. Catherine and Hawkins and over there. If you off to
Yeah.
the left, I think maybe the lakes over there. What's it called? Okahumka, maybe.
Yeah, so like a
Mountain of dirt over there.
Yeah, they've got a place for that. They're gonna fill in a lot of wet areas, I think, with that possibly.
But isn't it true that's where 90% of the sinkholes always occurs around watery areas?
And the retention pond, yeah.
So the more retention ponds that they build down there, the more likely there's a sinkhole down there. A higher percentage.
Well, hopefully they've learned their lesson and they're lining all of those retention ponds.
Well, they are. But they had that one lined up there at Hacienda Country Club too, and it broke loose 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, that's the problem. They don't like maintaining those liners, and yeah.
How do you maintain a lining once it gets full of water? I mean, how do you go in there?
Gotta pump that baby down, go in there, put some rubber cement, and glue it back together, and fill it back up.
I'm sure they got a way. I just don't know how.
All right, Nightingale is another Rhode Islander. Okay, Skip is starting the social distancing. Really?
Am I?
You're
No,
social distancing?
No.
No.
I quit doing that a long time ago. Not with people I know. Now, if I go into a restaurant, well, I don't have no choice anymore. You go to any of the restaurants now, they're all 100% occupancy now. So really, when you walk into any of these country clubs here, it's almost like nothing even happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, and really, maybe I've just kind of gotten so used to wearing a mask and social distancing. So now when I go into restaurants this fall, I just feel a little uncomfortable.
You do. Like I'll go in Lowe's and Home Depot, and I'm like, I'll wear a mask. Even though I have the antibodies, I'm just like, I'm so used to doing it. With all those people around, I don't know, you get used to it after a while.
Yeah, we went to a restaurant I haven't been to over here at Pinellas called Roberto's.
In Pinellas?
Yeah. May not have been there.
That's that new restaurant.
It's not very old. I've never been there.
Yeah.
So I don't know how long it's been there. But anyway, I went in there the other day because we was coming back from working on the RV, and I was hungry and dirty. So I said, let's just pull in here. Went inside. Pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, pretty good. But it's a small restaurant.
Yeah.
So people are like there.
Right there.
Yeah, me and Sue's here, and you're there.
And every new restaurant, boy, people like to really sample that restaurant.
It was full, but it was pretty good.
I have to try it. It's an Italian restaurant? Roberto?
I think it's Italian, just by the name of Roberto's, but the guy that we had put in our floor, his name's Roberto Alto, and he's from Brazil. So you got me on that one, I don't know.
Ooh, a Brazilian steakhouse, that would be good.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. You got one up there.
We do.
I was gonna say, I haven't been to it. But
Oh man, ooh, you're missing out. That's an awesome. Ipanima's. If anybody ever goes to Ocala, Ipanima's is a Brazilian steakhouse. They come around with a whole chunk of meat, and they just slice that thing right down. And they got this roasted pineapple with cinnamon. Oh man, out of this world. Oh yeah, you'll all right. Just try it. You'll love that.
Let me tell you a little secret about moving into a retirement community too. Because somebody started this rumor that cinnamon was good for your health. So now everybody around here wants to put cinnamon on everything. Cinnamon tea, cinnamon rolls, cinnamon toast, cinnamon pineapple.
Yeah. But that it's addicting. Oh no, this guy is saying Skip is a troublemaker?
I can be.
Really?
Yeah, I can be.
I never knew that.
Well, I don't know about troublemaker. I've stirred up controversy a time or two because I just say it the way I think it is. And if somebody disagrees with me, there you go. There it starts right there. This is why we never discuss politics or religion on my channel, because that could turn into a big fight.
Man, yeah, I hear you. Here's Melody.
Hey, Melody.
Hey, Melody.
It's kind of like realtors around here. You know, what real estate company is actually the best one to have? Who actually gives you the best deal as far as the real estate company goes? Who gives you the best personal service? Who has the best rates?
Rates?
Yeah.
I don't know about rates. I know
Yeah,
service.
like you charge 6% as a real estate agent to sell something. Somebody else may charge 5%. Somebody else may do, well, I'll do it for 4.5%. Villages, they don't give you anything because he takes half of it right off the top.
Yeah, they're going to get there.
I know it. I'm stirring up trouble again.
We don't want to go to below 5. Then I'm getting a pay.
So you're saying you will come down to 5?
I'm already at 5.
Are you?
Yeah.
I thought most of them were 6. I think that's standard 6, but you're down to 5.
Standard is 6, but because of the competition, between us and the villages,
Really?
it's all 5.
So what do I get at 6 as opposed to what I get at 5?
You get me?
But
No, you don't get me.
you're cheap.
I'm at 5.
You're cheap. You're at 5.
Yeah.
So if I pay somebody at 6, shouldn't I expect more?
Well, see, you have. Man, I don't know if I should even go down that road. I'll get in trouble.
I've sold 17 houses, so I kind of don't answer any of that.
If I start comparing the ones that charge 6 and the ones that charge 5, yeah, I get in trouble. Yeah, I don't want to get in trouble. All right, let's move on, shall we?
Wait a minute. It says that I don't think there are any pickleball courts on the commons, but tennis and basketball courts there on the commons. What's that?
Do you play pickleball Bristol Commons?
I have no idea what that is.
Kevin, what is Bristol Commons?
Must be a Rhode Island thing.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah, 'cause she says I'm in Bristol.
Tennessee?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Nightingale.
Huh?
That's Nightingale.
Yeah, she says I'm in Bristol.
Oh, and Kevin's asking her if she plays pickleball at Bristol Commons.
Yeah, Kevin's a big
gotcha.
pickleball player. Did you know, and this is a fact, there are more emergency calls in the villages to pickleball courts than anywhere else?
Really? I wouldn't doubt it. And they're saying that's supposed to be a lot easier on your joints. And,
Have you ever played it?
have
you ever tried it?
twice.
I did. I lasted 20 minutes. I was fagged out. And they teach you, if you take the course, the beginner's course, you're not supposed to run backwards. You're not supposed to cross step when you go sideways. All these little things, because you trip over yourself.
Right.
And of course, when you're running around, like you're really thinking of this, right?
Right.
And that's where the emergency calls come from. They fall down, break a leg,
Well,
break an ankle.
I'm sure if you go watch them, they're running backwards.
Yep.
They're stepping across.
Yep.
They're doing everything they're not supposed to do.
Everything. That's what happens. You're not supposed to text while
It's
you're driving
that
a car.
competitive spirit that just takes over. It's that winning attitude. All right, we shall move on. Brooks A. Ira showed me some homes, and even though I didn't buy through him, he is honest, has integrity. Brooks, you didn't buy
Oh,
through
you
me?
there? My wife's on here. Because you know that ain't
Oh,
me.
yay. Yay,
See,
yeah.
she's watching me.
Hi, Sue. We should have had her on here with us.
She'd probably been better.
Not better.
People
but-
like her better.
All right. Melody, I'm not old. Oh, okay. You're not, Melody.
That's all in your mind, Melody. Trust me, you are. You're half a century old.
All right. We kind of jumped ahead a little bit. What happened? Give Skip a beer. Dang, I think we have some beer here.
I thought about bringing a couple beers. Then I
Yeah.
got thinking, when I'm done here, I got to drive home. I don't think
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
Yeah, there's too much evidence right there. What
You see,
happened?
I just got this little studio in my house. So if I drink a couple beers on my show, it's okay. I'm not going anywhere. When you come to Ira's place, he's got a whole studio here. He's got an office full of people out there watching this show from out there to making sure he doesn't screw anything up in here.
They're holding up signs. we got one of those cards that they hold up. I forget what they call them. Note cards they hold up for people to read.
What day is it, Ira?
I don't know. It's only Monday. That's the bad part. It's only Monday. I got the whole week to go. All right, so let's moving on.
Closing costs. What? They're asking about closing costs.
Closing costs. All right, well, that's a good question for a buyer or a seller, because if you're talking about closing costs for a buyer, they hardly have any closing costs unless you're getting a mortgage. If you're getting a mortgage, then you have all these mortgage closing costs that the mortgage company charges you. That's out of my hands. It's whoever you use, they have different costs. So, but cash, you're going to pay prorated taxes. You're going to pay for home inspections. I don't know if you want to include that as part of your closing costs. I'd say you have $500-600 worth of closing costs if you're a buyer and you're paying cash. But yeah, if you're getting a mortgage, you want to shop it around. You want to ask for what's called a good faith estimate from your lender. and they're going to give you a sheet of all your closing costs. They're going to show if you're paying origination fees or fees to pay your interest rate down. So you need to know what all your closing costs are going to be if you're getting a mortgage, and that's through asking for a good faith estimate. All right, that's always helpful.
Okay, we're going to take a break. We're going to play a game. So say, pick me, pick me, pick me.
You know Skip, he's all about those games.
We're going to play one game. Ira didn't know anything about this coming. It's going to be a simple game. Ira's going to pick somebody out of the chat that says pick me. And then I'm going to pick somebody out of the chat that picks me. And if Ira wins, whoever he picks will be the winner. He's not going to tell me who he picks. And then whoever I pick, if Ira does not win, then my choice will be the winner. I'm probably going to have to write it down and I'll forget.
Here.
These my pens? They probably don't even write. I'm waiting for the pick me's.
The holiday, oh here, we've got to go up here.
Oh, where are they at?
We got to, here it is.
Oh, there they are. Okay.
Do we say who we pick?
No.
Okay.
Just don't pick the same one I do.
How am I going to know who you picked?
I'm telling you, don't.
You can tell me.
No. I'll just watch you when you write it down. No, that's it. You're good.
All right, cool.
Okay. Here's going to be the game. I'm going to ask Ira. How many questions I got here? It's going to be a quick game. It's going to be a quick game.
It comes with questions.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 6 questions about me and Sue. If he watches my shows, he should know the answer to at least 3 of these 6 questions. I have always suspected Ira does not watch my shows, and this I'm going to prove it because these questions are simple and easy.
Wait a minute.
He has to get 3 out of 6 to be the winner. If he doesn't get 3 out of the 6, then I'm the winner, and then my guy will win.
All right.
Wait a minute, why?
All right. Now, what is that? Super chat?
Super sat and super stickers.
Super stickers. I've contributed to those super stickers.
That don't mean you watch the show.
Well, yes.
You could have got in real quick. Hey, how you doing? It's $50. I got to go. I know how it goes.
Super sticker, and then I'm out.
Hey, what's this?
Somebody calling me.
Oh, tell him quit calling during the show.
Wait a minute.
That's rude. You know he has a show. Quit calling.
Okay.
Are we ready for question number 1? Within 3 years, how old am I?
Within 3 years.
Yeah.
There is no good answer to that question.
I have said on my show many times exactly how old I am.
68.
Huh?
68.
That is correct. I'm 69, so you got 1. What village do I live in?
You live in Fernandina.
That is wrong. How long have I been married?
Within how many years? 35 years.
You can't say that. I don't have a 19-year-old at home. No, I've been married 50 years. That's another wrong.
50 years. Man, twice as much as I have. Twice as long as I have.
You know what's really bad? Is we celebrated our 50th anniversary January of this year. During COVID, couldn't go anywhere. Couldn't take a cruise, nothing.
You know what's even worse? I had COVID pneumonia on my 25th. February 10th, all of February I was out.
How about when the cruise ships start going again, I'll take my 50th, you go with us and you'll celebrate your 25th, and we'll just take a cruise and go somewhere. How's that?
There you
We'll go, I don't know where, somewhere.
I don't care, that's
I don't
good.
either, really.
I like that.
As long as they got beer on the boat. What state did I come from?
Rhode Island. Massachusetts.
Wrong again. So far, that's 4 questions and you've gotten 1.
Wow.
Who did I work for?
You had your own trucking company.
Wrong again.
You did have your own trucking company.
That isn't what I said. So who did I work for? Right when I retired, who did I work for?
Yourself.
No. That was years before I took the job with UPS.
Oh.
Oh, well, you lost 4, so whoever Ira was playing for, he owes you an apology. I was playing for Wrestler Mania. Here's your prize, Wrestler Mania. He's going to send you,
All right.
I can't even say it, where's it at? Oh, Villages Maps, there's
Those are
both of
very
them.
valuable.
The Brownwood is inside, and so send him your address. He's going to mail them to you.
Homesaroundthevillages@gmail.com.
Yeah.
I'm sure wrestlers already got about 3 of these.
No, because I have my show. He's my moderator. They're not allowed to play any of the games.
Oh, wow.
So,
Score.
and he's done a lot of work for us. So when I seen he was on, I thought I'm gonna pay him back a little bit.
Nice.
But I didn't know he was gonna win either. You know.
Well, I threw it just for him.
Well, and I have a lot of stuff left over at the house that I want to get rid of, and sometimes I just ship him a box of stuff like that. I'm sure he's laughing right now.
Don't
going,
forget to ask for your free calendar.
Hey, that's what you do when you mail him those. Mail him a couple of calendars, you get rid of them.
Oh, but it says 2020 on the calendar.
2021.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right.
So that was a good one. That was a good game.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got to make them up as I go because I don't have any games in my head. I'm working on this month's show, and I haven't got any games made up yet.
Oh, see, look. You guys, I should.
See, look, they ain't UPS,
man.
UPS.
Oh man, I should have been looking. What wrestler you scored? You scored, so lucky you.
How far back we got to go now?
Well, we got to go way back here. Crap, this lady, I think.
I just saw a new movie, I think. I don't know when it came out. If anybody has ever dealt with dementia and Alzheimer's in your family, this new movie came out called The Father. Not Father, The Father. And the guy that played, I can't think of his name. The guy that played in that movie where, I am so terrible with names. They kept him caged up because he'd eat people.
Oh.
What's that movie called?
What's
What's the actor called?
It was Hannibal Lecter, but it was. I just saw him in another.
I know, I can't think of his name either.
I'll think of it.
Anyway, he plays the guy that has Alzheimer's in this thing. And at first I thought, well, this is going to be boring.
Look, a bunch of people probably.
If you get a chance to see it, watch that movie. Wow.
Anthony Hopkins.
That's him.
Thank you, Sid.
He's a good actor. Watch that movie. It's really, you get into it's just something to see.
Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, that was it.
But didn't they have another movie like that? What was the name of that movie? I guess. Oh man.
Well, Anthony Hopkins has had a lot of movies. But you mean like Silence of the Lambs?
No, like The Father.
Oh, like I said, I don't know how old The Father is. I just saw it. Somebody told me to watch it. And I don't know if it's a movie that came out or has it been out a couple of years. I don't know that. I've never seen it before. But it was a really good movie.
Is it a tearjerker?
If you've had to deal with a family member with Alzheimer's and stuff, it could be.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's good to know.
Yeah. But, you know.
Is it on Netflix or Amazon Prime?
I'm not sure.
Thor's dad? Don't know.
I don't know.
All right. So.
You passed all these way up here. Did you have any answer?
No,
Yeah, way up there.
Way up
Yeah, I better get back to your show so people won't get so mad at me.
See, that's where I got Rhode Island from. Another Rhode Island. Yeah, he wants to get away from the cold. Texas, I'm in Massachusetts. Skip is a troublemaker. Yep. Hi, Melody. I enjoyed the movies. Oh, there you go. That was your movie. Look at that. Skip is a rock star. That's why I have him on my show. It makes me look good. Okay, let's see. Closing costs. Give Skip a beer. Man, I know we had beer in there. But
He doesn't drink.
gave my ex-wife for our house. In general, how much have prices raised for the same house in the past year?
In the past year?
Yeah, they're saying, let's say
5%.
$350,000.
If it was $300,000 last year, it's $315,000 this year.
And then this year.
Plus whatever, that's the thing, the updates.
The updates for the pre-owned homes? The updates in the pre-owned homes?
Any home. Do you know anybody that buys a house that don't go in and start doing work right away?
Not in the villages.
No, they all do.
I mean, man, that landscaping is the first. I mean, the money spent on landscaping.
And a pre-owned home, I venture to guess the first thing they're going to do is rip out all the carpet, if there's any,
Carpet's gone.
put in whatever,
Yeah.
repaint the whole inside of the house.
Crown molding.
Yeah, I mean, that's just what they do.
And then if it has granite, they go to quartz. Make sure you have all those top of the line stainless steel appliances. Yep, they do. All right, the villages in Solivita are at the top of my list so far. I have a few years to decide, unless I get fired sooner. That's Wrestler Mania. Has Wrestler ever been to Solivita?
I don't know if he's been there or not. I've been there. Well, I was there way back 20 years ago.
Well, yeah.
And what turned me off to it, more than the location, was the fact that it was only one golf course back then. Golf cart accessibility to grocery stores and stuff was non-existent. And it was $1,800 a year for me to buy a membership to play on the golf course that was there. So when you compare the golf, and that was what I want to get back into golf. And when you compare that to here,
Yeah, there's no comparison.
no.
Leap Doc. Hey, Howard, that is a good friend of mine, Dr. Howard Leap. Well, he's already got Leap Doc out there, so it's Doc Leap. How you doing? Good to see you. I'm glad you're on our show tonight. So he's a big fan of our. Somebody named Jose Silva. He goes, tell Skip when you see Skip. I said hello. So Magdalia Roman is his wife. Magdalia Roman Silva and Jose Silva said to tell you hello. So apparently, I think they've met you before. And
I don't know. I've met so many people. I'm bad about names, but the name sounds familiar. So I think he comes to my channel. I know.
Yeah.
But hey, Goober says hey.
All right. Let's see. What are we doing here now? Okay.
Kevin's like I am. He don't know anything either. See, I don't know. My wife pays the bills.
Yeah, same here. Is that just normal for us guys to let the wives pay all the bills? Skip, any update on Deb?
You really need to talk to Sue because yesterday was the first time in over a month that the hospital would even let anybody in there other than 2 family members only. And the way it works at Ocala, because of the COVID thing, is only 2 immediate family members can go in there. And whatever 2 goes in there, those are the only 2 that's allowed in that room the whole day. So Sue couldn't go down there because she wasn't a family member. Well, 2 or 3 days ago, her husband called and said that Deb was asking for her. And so Sue said, I'm going down Saturday. I said, okay. I couldn't go. So Sue went down, spent the day with Deb and talked to her. Well, she can't talk, but she went out and spent the day with her. And she said really that she's still fighting, still hanging in there and kind of doing okay. But her muscles has to the point now where when I don't know if I'll be talking too much. Ask Sue. She's the one that can actually tell you more about it than me. I don't know what I'm supposed to say and what I'm not supposed to say. Because if Deb gets better, and if I say something I'm not supposed to say, she'll come after me.
Well, right there, I'll give her the fighting spirit.
Yeah, well, she's a fighter. There ain't no doubt about that. If you ever watched my WNL show, which you should sometime, it's pretty good.
When is it?
I think it's around like the last Wednesday of the month or something like that. I
Last
usually
Wednesday.
see if you're subscribed to me.
Let me write that down.
Yeah, but here's the funny thing: if you're subscribed to me, which I'd also tell you you're probably not, because I send out a thing 2 or 3 days before the show, reminding people of the show. You would receive that if you were subscribed.
I am subscribed.
Then you get that then, right?
Yeah, well, I know exactly when W.
Oh, I don't know if you do or not.
Yeah,
I don't.
Actually, hey Christian, bring my phone in here, please. I have it listed in my phone actually as a reminder on my phone.
So you're not subscribed. You have to remind yourself.
Trust me, I don't even know what day it is sometimes. It is. It's trying to keep up with just real estate sales right now.
Oh, good
It's
Lord.
amazing. Here he comes. So let me show.
Nightingale says on the $30,000 bond, what is the annual cost? I don't know what that means.
I don't know, $30,000. Oh, I know what that means. So let's see here.
Oh, you mean the bond payment?
The last Skip Smith Live. Right on my calendar.
But my thing is, if you were subscribed,
I-
you would get notified automatically.
Where would I get notified?
It comes to your email.
Yeah, I don't really.
You have a YouTube channel. That's right.
Paige takes care of my emails.
So it's going to her. I see what's going on here. So Paige is subscribed and
this
never
is
watches. You say you watch, but you're not subscribed.
If you're not on this, it's not happening. Somebody was saying, what was they saying for you? Reverse mortgages. Oh, I can tell you about reverse mortgages on newer used homes in the villages. Sure. I don't know about new because I don't sell new homes in the villages. Only the village's sales office or properties of the villages sells new, so I'm not sure. But I do have somebody, actually, I can tell you right now, since my wife does work for Citizens First Bank, and she did tell me, hold on, what's her name? Your reverse, let's see. Okay, Jennifer Grovestein. I'll give her a shout out. Jennifer Grovestein is a reverse mortgage loan officer at Citizens First Bank. And you can call Jennifer at area code 352-259-3208. So there you go.
Also, if you watch my W&L show this month, I have 2 reverse mortgage specialists that'll be my special guest.
There you go. Are they part of?
Finding a reverse mortgage specialist won't be hard.
Oh, and a 30-year bond, what is the annual cost? So, you know what? I'm a big believer of you teach somebody to fish, they'll eat forever. If you give somebody a fish, they only eat for a day, right? So you go to districtgov.org. Districtgov.org on the left-hand side, residential bond information. You click on that, and then you go and then you hit the amortization button, and it'll tell you exactly what a $30,000 bond will be. I will estimate it's about $2,200 a year that you'll pay towards a 30-year bond every year for 30 years. Okay, so there's a good average. So hopefully that'll help you out. Cue cards. Thank you, Howard. I could not think of it. So Kevin, I hate snow and cold. He has mentioned that all day.
Shouldn't be too cold up here now, I don't think.
Yeah, there we go. We're at the pick-me's. Ira, can you do reverse mortgage on newer old home? Okay, so she asked me again. Yes, there you go. I answered that for you. Hopefully, Jody. If you have any other questions, homesaroundthevillages@gmail.com. We'll be happy to, Paige will be happy to answer those questions. Or if she can't answer them, then she tells me, because at the end of the day, every day, it's like Paige has,
I'm going to have to get me a new crew.
this is like, she says, what you need to do. So if I have in my inbox here, right at 4 o'clock before she leaves, what you need to do. So she goes through all my emails, and anything that she can't answer, bam, I know what I have to do, and there it is.
Well, I tell you,
Shortcut.
he's got
Shortcut.
15 people working here. I'm just a one-man show.
Okay. So you guys need a drink. Skip can sleep on what? Anthony Hopkins Play Store is dead. So if you were thinking of new homes in St. Catherine, what would you look for? Any ideas? Again, new homes. I try to stay up as much as possible with new homes. However, I can't sell new homes. Properties of the villages won't allow me to sell new homes since I'm in the MLS and they don't co-broke like every other community does. So on top of the world, Del Webb, Stone Creek, Stonecrest, I mean, anybody selling new homes co-brokes with the MLS except properties of the villages. So it is what it is. It's a competition, so. So he has to click the bell to get it. Oh, yeah, click the little bell icon. Ira, if you know of any investors looking to buy a home, we are looking to sell our home in DeSoto. Oh, I know a ton of people. I mean, Kevin, it's just like, we need inventory. Yeah, you probably have some people that are watching this right now that'll buy your home. All right, so can you do anything with the lofts? Those are the apartments, aren't they?
The loss?
Yeah.
Well, what do they want to do?
Can you do anything with the lofts?
No, they're all maintenance free. They do everything. They're for you.
But those are apartments, right?
Yeah, but when Sue did a video, her and Deb, they got from the manager, took them in and read all the rules and everything on that video. And they talk about every so many 2 years they repaint everything. Every so often they do this, they do that. That's part of the rent. They said that those were set up, and I never thought about it until I seen that video that her and Deb made, and it made sense that somebody passes away and you're left alone, or possibly you get to the point where you might be thinking of going to an assisted living. Mm-hmm. Those apartments is kind of like an in-between.
Okay.
You can still live here, you can walk downtown, and
it's like independent living.
Kinda, yeah. And you got your own pool right there. I've been down and looked at it. It's very, very nice.
Yeah, I mean, they're brand new. I mean, they do. They have those pools right there for you. And do they have any workout facilities in there, do you know?
I don't know. I know that everything it's weird that if you're in the back of the building where you have a little bit of a view out into the foresty area there in the swamp, mm-hmm. then that's so much more a month.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and if you want a garage just down below your apartment, it's so much more a month.
I bet a lot more per month.
Yeah, and I don't know about golf cart parking. I've seen golf carts parked there, but I don't know if they're paying for that. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
But they are very, very nice. If you don't want to go to assisted living, you still want to be on your own, still want to do things, it's an alternative.
Great. That's awesome. That's great for somebody who's in between. I know somebody asked way back here about, and you've been doing a lot on those guys who defected from the villages and opened up their own.
I've been following the court case,
and
which they're all done now. We're waiting to find out who.
Are they done?
They're done.
Cool.
So we're
I'll
just
have
waiting.
to find out because actually, Chris Day is a good friend of mine, and I don't really know.
I think what it all boils down to, we need to go to court. If you ever watch the video, I'm not the best reader in the world, but at least you get a gist of what's going on. You know, it all talks about bankruptcies from 20 years ago. This guy worked in Minnesota, got a divorce.
Yeah.
It really all boils down to one thing. Was there a non-compete clause that was broken?
Right.
And if it's enforceable, A&M's going to lose.
Right.
But then you have to think, well, if they do lose, what's the worst that could happen? Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they can own a real estate company. They just can't sell houses. They could hire me to sell those houses.
Right.
Right?
No, well,
No?
They can't profit anyway, any way at all. But their argument is they weren't independent contractors, they were employees, and employee they signed a non-compete as an independent contractor, and they're saying they weren't independent contractors. And not only that, I do know, whether it's valid reason or not, that their contract with the village is expired. Because they sign them every single year. They get them to sign. Well, they forgot to get them to sign in January, and then by the time they left, they're claiming it wasn't enforceable because it wasn't up to date.
Yeah, well, that'll be the bottom line. We'll find out what the judge says about that. There was a lot of evidence that was brought up that was just, in my mind, just a big waste of time. Asking Jennifer Parr all them stupid questions, I didn't get any of that either.
Yeah, she went way back in history, way back to Brownwood, up in the upper UP, the Upper Peninsula, when
they
had
were wanting to
Brownwood
show
up there.
movies in there. They wanted to show what the village's commercial. And the judge, he finally cut it all off. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, geez.
I heard, I was watching that with you, and he finally had to say, what relevance does it have with this case?
In my mind,
Let's
it
move
does.
on.
If I was on the jury, which I know it's not, but if I was on the jury, I'd be sitting there going,
Yeah.
come on, good Lord.
Yeah, let's just.
It's kind of like when I watch a lot of your videos, I sit there a lot and go, come
Oh,
on,
no.
Ira, let's get moving. We've seen that living room 14 times.
I don't think so. I keep my content fresh and relevant, sir.
He shows the same house in every video. He just shows it in reverse.
I don't think so.
If a person purchasing a new home or a lot in the villages, would you recommend they purchase title insurance?
Oh, a new home in the villages. Okay. No, you don't need title insurance because they've already done a title search on all the raw land before they even build homes on it. Now, I do know if you think you're going to sell that home before 3 years and you do have title insurance, then you can get a break on your homeowners on the title insurance. I'm sorry, I said homeowners insurance, title insurance. So if you don't buy title insurance with a new home and you don't sell it within 3 years, it's doing you absolutely no good for the title insurance. I would not waste my money on title insurance because they've already done all the title insurance on the raw land for where that home is built. But I do know if you even if it's new or pre-owned, if you buy a home and you sell it within 3 years and you have title insurance, you can get a discount because sellers have to pay the title insurance. They don't have to, but it's pretty much standard here in Florida that the seller pays for title insurance for the buyer. And so if you have a title insurance policy that's less than 3 years old, you can get a good discount on that. So there you go. That's what's going on with that. How much does an average style golf cart cost? Oh, you can probably answer that one, can't you, Skip?
Well, really, those things are kind of hard to answer. Golf cars down here is like car lots wherever you're at. How much does an average car cost? I mean, that's all over the place.
Yeah.
You want to buy a used golf cart, you can get them super cheap. You get what you pay for. You want to buy a custom golf cart, like over at the custom rod shop over there, they're like, I'm going to say $25,000 and up.
Yeah.
Or if you want to buy a normal, say a gasoline Yamaha brand new one, you're probably talking, because you got to get the sides and stuff put on. I mean, you just got to have that. Tail lights and lights and all that. They got to put them on. I'm going to say they're probably around $14,000 to $15,000 for those. That does not include custom seats, which I highly recommend get those. But other than that, you don't have to spend that kind of money. You can buy a 5-year-old golf cart that'll look brand new, run perfect, and for $5,000.
Yeah, I agree with those custom seats. Those
Yeah.
are nice because they got the armrests that come down and they're real comfy.
Yeah, if you're going to ride them all the time like I do, they really pay off in the long run. If you're one of the people that just you're not going to use it very much, just go down and get mail or stuff like that, then you don't need custom seats at all. but I ride mine a lot. I mean, I got lost coming over here at Ira's place because I couldn't get here by golf cart. I don't drive cars on the road. I had to call Sue and ask her how to get here because I made a wrong turn.
That's that's his reasoning for being late here today. He goes, my golf cart wouldn't make it over. I had to jump in a car and get over here. No, he went late. How long will the housing boom last, Skip?
The housing boom's going to last as long as the baby boomers are retiring, and I don't know when that's supposed to end. The government has a website on that. I think we're peaking out now, and we're kind of going to start on the downslide. The downslide will probably last another 5 years or so. So the houses here are not expected to slow down price-wise in any way, that everything I've read, for at least 5 more years. And then when you say, how long is it going to last because I'm waiting it out, how long are you going to live?
That's right. That means don't wait it out.
No. Live your life.
Exactly. Yep. And that's also a question that could possibly pull you into a political conversation that we just won't get into here today.
I love politics.
So, next.
You know what goes with politics? Beer.
Oh my God. I don't know about that.
Beer, guns, and politics.
All right. Best place to buy a golf cart in your opinion and experience?
There's all kinds of places to buy golf carts. You can buy them off of individuals that have them, that's got them for sale. You can buy them off of estate sales here. You can buy them at different golf cart stores up and down every street around here, all the way up to Ocala. They'll deliver them to your front door down here, just wherever you get the best deal.
Yeah, and then Wrestler Mania. Question, if you're not sure if you want new or used, I assume you need 2 realtors. Yes, you do. 1 MLS and 1 BLS. That's correct. Sucks for the one who you decide not to go with, I suppose. So yeah, it does, because you win some, you lose some, and it goes both ways.
Yeah, I think everybody ought to have 2 realtors. If they've never been here, have a MLS realtor, and then of course you have to, if you're going to buy brand new, you got to go with the villages. You can't do anything else. Mm-hmm. So.
And they have their own inventory. I mean, I tell everybody that they have their own pre-owned home inventory, and you have to see what they have. And the only place you'll find that is on thevillages.com to find their pre-owned home inventory as well as their new home inventory. And then in the MLS, you always find it in places like Zillow and Trulia, Realtor.com. Those are the homes I can show.
Nightingale says we're shooting for a 3-bedroom new courtyard villa. Well, I assume you want a 2-car garage and maybe a golf cart garage to go with that. And if that's the case, you're talking probably around $400,000 and up. Unless you get a stick built, then you might get it for $350,000. And if you go down to where the Finney area is, you won't get any at all because they're all sold. I'm just joking. See, they change these things. Like the courtyard villas, and then I look at a veranda. And I go through them, and I know the veranda's got the fenced-in backyard, but so does the courtyard villa kind of like. I go through there and I said, I can't call it a courtyard villa because it all kind of looks the same to me.
You know, those courtyard villas, people always ask me all the time, how come they cost more for like the same square footage for a veranda or a designer home or something like that? And yeah, I mean, the infrastructure for them costs a lot more because they have the wall that they have to pay for, the fences on the side they have to pay for. They have a drain back there because of the walls. You know, you can't have water just holding back there, so they have a whole drain system that goes through there. So yeah, all that stuff costs money. That's kind of what you're paying.
See, and I'm in a design neighborhood, and we don't have them drains in our yard. They basically landscape the yard so that everything between houses is like that. So the water runs like a ditch between our houses and out to the road, which works. Yeah. But the courtyards, they're a little bit more infrastructure there.
Okay, so let's wind it up, Skip, at 7:30. Let's see, do you have many short sales or no? Or foreclosures? Not anymore, William. Used to back in 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Had a bunch of foreclosures.
Where are the designer homes being built now? Everywhere. Hawkins has got them. St. Catherine's got them. Designers are probably the most popular model of home to buy here.
Yeah.
And you find an area there, every area has them.
Yeah, they're building like crazy over there. Okay, so I think we're just going to wrap it up. So I want to thank everybody for joining us. I want to thank Skip for joining us. Do you have any last words of wisdom you'd like to impart?
Joyce was asking about turnkeys with furnishings. They're here, but they get snuffed up pretty quick because what makes them really desirable for people, or especially people wanting to buy a home early, or maybe even an investment property, because they can buy that home and rent it out right away without really doing much.
And let me just say something a little bit to that before we leave. So a lot of you who are on my channel a lot, you'll see where I'll go to a home and I'll make a video of it, and I'll sell that home right through my video, because homes are just flying off the market, and so many people are still up north and wanting to buy a home. And that's a great way for people to buy a home. And what we can do, if you contact us, we can set you up through our MLS, and we can, if you want something turnkey or fully furnished or whatever, you give us all your details of what you want in a home, all your criteria, and we can go ahead and put that in a what we call an auto email. It's a search for the MLS, and then it's set up to immediately when another agent puts a listing in the MLS, you'll get sent that listing the exact same time I see it. So if you are in the market and you want to try to get the jump on everybody, let us set you up an auto email, and then you have to call me. If my auto email sends you a home that you're really interested in, then call me, text me immediately. I'll go out, I'll do the video for you, and then if you're not comfortable with buying a home through a video, we can still do the video for you. We can still write in the contract that we'll give you X amount of days for you to get down here, look at the home personally and approve it. We can do that as well. So we can definitely help you out when trying to buy a home in this market, because it's just crazy, and homes are here today and gone
Do you still
tomorrow.
offer the fly and buy like you used to?
The flying by?
Yeah, where they would fly down here. If they buy the house, you pick up the plane ticket to fly them home.
Oh, hey, airfare's cheap these days.
There you go.
So, yeah.
I'm just making this up.
Actually, you know what? Hey, I've done.
That don't sound too bad, right? If they flew in, say, from Oregon down here, come to you, went around, said, I like that house, I'm going to buy it. They put a down payment on this thing. Once they close out, you'll pay to fly them home.
There you go.
Well,
I'll do
pay
that.
for a round trip.
Skip will pay for you to come down, and I'll pay for you to go back.
I make nothing.
How's that? All right, everybody. I want to thank you so much. We'll see you next month. And I know I think I missed February and March because
The show?
I was
Oh,
sick.
you were sick.
Yeah. So this has been the first show.
See, I don't know
since
because I
I've been
never
back.
watch the show.
Yeah, but
Because you don't have any super chats.
that's the thing. That's the thing.
He's got a crew of people here, and they can't figure out how to turn on a super chat.
I want to know how many of you would like to see me put super chats on my. Is this a show?
I say yes. I say put it on. Put it on. Get it up there.
Okay.
Then you have a choice. Where it is right
Well,
now,
there you go. I mean, that's true.
this is kind of communistic. I don't even have a choice.
You don't. You don't. I don't give you a choice. You cannot pay me anything. So,
Tell Paige to quit calling.
yeah. Doesn't she know we're doing a show here?
Hey, thanks for you guys tolerating me here. Thanks, Ira, for inviting me. I had fun.
I had a lot of fun myself. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you the next first Monday of the month. Skip, last Wednesday of the month. We'll see you. We'll see you. Bye.
WrestleMania, don't forget to send them your mailing address.
Yeah, we got some maps for you. See y'all.
We always on an hour and a half. How long do you normally do?